Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, I am recording this as a podcast and going to attempt to do a video so that there is a visual if you want to see it. So, not the highest quality video recording. This is where I hide to do my podcasts on the side of my bed. I don't know why everything looks so orange. My bedspread is orange, but the rest of the room really isn't that orange, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so, I go through these cycles every once in a while where I struggle a little more than others if my kids aren't accomplishing what I want them to get done. They're good kids, they're wonderful kids, but sometimes I want a little more, expect a little more. In general, for life, I have some pretty high expectations of myself and those that are around me. Ask Jason, sometimes he wishes I would lower them just a little bit, but I won't. But I was struggling with them getting their stuff done. And I know we do the same things every day, you know, schoolwork and jobs, and they do have their free time. But right now there's a couple weeks where they don't have any of the extra activities, and that always throws us off. I mean, you'd think it'd be relaxing and such, but I don't know. We don't know what to do with ourselves sometimes. So I'm kind of under the philosophy a lot of times that the busier we are, the more we actually get done. But so we're in that lull right now. And we're transitioning into summer mode, but I still want to do schoolwork, and they absolutely have to still do their jobs and their chores, otherwise our house completely falls apart. But they don't always get that. The older ones do. The older ones do this stuff pretty good without much complaining. The younger ones do some complaining, and I have one in particular that thinks summer mode should be just he can read all day long or watch TV and play video games and just do nothing. And nothing isn't gonna fly. So, hi Zoomy. Zoomer stopped over for a quick visit because the door's not shut anymore. But yesterday I was really bothering me because I don't like the fights, I don't like the battles, I don't like the bugging, you know, do this, or whose turn is it to do dishes, or who's supposed to clean the bathroom, or do you have your reading done, have you done your math, yada, yada, yada. So last night I'm reading and I'm getting ready to go to bed, and it's about 11:30, and I decided, hey, let's do that then. The stuff they don't want to do, they don't have to do. Well, this is going to have to be temporary. But it started flying, and we did it today, and it worked, and I want to share it with you. So here's what happened. And I've done something similar to this, but more structured, and it fell apart real fast. So it was like the more time I spent on it, and then last night I spent like 5 minutes brainstorming and then 5 minutes writing stuff down. So here's what happened. I broke down the day as far as if they wanted to do something, they had to pay for it. And they could earn money or points. We've gone back and forth throughout the day as to what we want to call it. They could earn those points, and then they could spend those points or that money to face. And that's what I've done in the past too, is I've actually made like paper money or tickets. And this time, no. We just wrote it. I don't know if I brought that in here. We just wrote it, a list, plus 10, minus 5, which is everybody has their own column on this piece of paper that I used a marker and wrote. I love to plan things. I love to create things in Word and tables and such. But this all went down in 5 minutes, and we wrote it down. But let me back up and give you some examples. And this is how their day started. Okay, I wrote this really sloppy note. It says, "Good morning, little munchkins. Welcome to the day. What you are wearing, use of your toothbrush and toothpaste, and the use of the bathroom, but not the shower or the tub, are free for you to use. Water is available anytime, but not the cup. How do you get the cup and everything else you may want within the day? You earn it." Okay? So this could be brainstormed as big or as little as you want it to be. But again, last night, this is what I wrote down. Food, a full meal is going to be 10 points, $10, whatever. Snack, 5. Beverage, other than water, 5. Dishes and utensil rental, $5 for the day. But every time you use it, you can't just leave it on the counter. You can't put it in the dishwasher. You have to wash it, dry it, and put it away. If I have to do that, you get charged another $5 to use another set. That make sense? Okay, so $5 for the day for full dishes and utensil usage. Clothing. For my two little boys, this has been huge. Their clean clothes, their dirty clothes, it all just gets shoved in their hamper and then dumped back out on their floor. And so this one, I went a little more hardcore on it. So they had whatever they were wearing, their pajamas, and they could keep it as such. If they wanted to change, it was $10 per outfit. $10, 10 points. Interchangeable in my mind right now. Or throughout the day, if all their clothes are clean, folded, and put away, and if they have dirty clothes and their hamper is not full, it's not ready to wash again, then they can have full access to their clothes. Okay, they can put on as many clothes as they want as long as they are not all over the floor. And they get strewn everywhere. Okay, socks, you can probably walk into our house and find 16 random unmatched socks everywhere. You could go like on an Easter egg hunt in our house for socks. And there's t-shirts laying on the kitchen floor. And like, what are you wearing? How does this stuff end up here? So clothing has been an issue. So I went a little more hardcore on that. Okay, if you want to shower or bathe, I put it as 10. Use of your bed and sheets is 10, so they're going to have to pay for that later today. If they want their bikes, I said it was 8 points. TV, 10 points for half an hour. Video games, which I've been really despising video games lately, 20 points for half an hour's worth of time, and that never seems to be enough. When you cut them off, they're like, oh, but I'm always in the middle of something. It's driving me nuts, so I cranked that up a little bit. Computer was also 10 tickets, $10, 10 points, whatever, for half an hour. Okay, so that is what they got charged for. Now, they had a plethora of ways to earn money, and it was just normal stuff they're supposed to be doing anyways. So their gratefuls, their get ready for the day, we call it the GRFLD when you write it down on our daily schedule, includes their gratefuls, writing down the things that they're grateful for, personal care, making their bed, taking their vitamins, and getting their water. Okay, that was 8 points. Jobs, which I will go to that one in a second here because I broke it apart differently than I usually did. Schoolwork. So I'm calling it halftime school for summer as long as I can manage. Jason's still in school, so our distractions throughout the day are a little bit less. And they do need something to do right now because they're not in all their activities. So I put down what I want them to accomplish for school. And every chunk that they did accomplish, they got 7 points for it. But they could only earn one set a day. So like some of them really love to read. Two in particular could probably read all day long and be content. So they only got the 7 points for one set of 20 minutes worth of reading. Has that stopped them from reading more? No, but they only got paid for it once. Their bedroom, they did a load of laundry, folded, washed, dried, folded, put away, because my kids all are in charge of their own laundry now. We've been doing that for a couple months. And for the most part, it's been going well. But lately, that little boy's room, there's 2 of them in the room. We put the two little boys, they'll always be my little boys, in the smallest room together. That makes sense, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. 2 people in the smallest room. No garbage in their room was 5 points, and if their room was clean and organized, they got 20 points. Okay. Cleaning and vacuuming the stairs. There's upstairs set, 8 points. Downstairs set, 8 points. Weeding, they got 5 points for every 5 minutes they did it. My foot is falling asleep in my little section here. Dusting, there's some areas that needed to be dusted, some certain shelves, and so I wrote them out and I put 5 points for each area. Windows I gave 10. Kitchen cupboards, which are really dusty right now, and it's not a fun job to do. I gave it 15, but they said they could also divide it. And then we need puppy walkers. And even though I can walk the dogs by myself, I don't like the kids to walk 2 dogs per 1 kid, because if those 2 dogs start pulling, the kids can go down. So it always takes 2 people to walk 2 dogs. So that was 15. So now back to what they have to do. Let me untape this here because I taped it up all in this long string, this one chain right after another. I taped it up so they would see it this morning when they got up. Okay, so I took our normal job chart, which I am in the process of actually, I'm in the middle of it, it's not posted yet, putting on a blog post so you can see what it really is. But normally each kid is assigned a section of the house or a section of jobs every day. Gosh, this is so orange. But for example, one person is usually in charge of the kitchen, one person is usually in charge of the living room area, and then the bathroom. One person is in charge of the outside duties, cleaning up the yard, cleaning up the van, taking out the garbage, and one person is what we call the organizer / leader. They do random things like start the diffuser, lead our team meeting. They help with meal prep and cleanup and cooking, and they're in charge of the dishes. So what I did, instead of having it be each section, I took all the individual jobs within the section and I assigned a point value for it. And I told them they weren't on their assigned jobs today. They could pick any of those. So some of them got real smart and said, this one's not necessarily much fun, but it's fairly fast, and because nobody likes to do it, Mom assigned it a higher point value, like cleaning up the backyard or doing the dishes. And so they did those and got instantly, they got more points faster. Emmett this morning, he was awesome. He was cruising. He wanted to have the most points. And at first, he thought this was a competition. He thought he needed more points than everybody else. And so we had to disclaim that. No, you just need the points so that you can buy the things that you need. It doesn't matter how many points everybody else has. But some of them realized I can do a lot of them quickly. That's what Emmett was doing. He was doing the easy jobs and he was racking up the points. And then Ethan was realizing if I do the harder jobs, I get paid a little more, but I don't have to do quite as much. But they've all racked up points. And I wanted them to have extra points. I wanted them to have enough points to be able to purchase whatever they would need to purchase and actually still have enough left over. So the motivation is there. There should be no strain, not like, oh, they're only going to be able to earn 50 points, but if they have to buy everything for their meals and their beds and everything that is absolute necessity, that's going to equal 50 points. I wanted it to be higher. I wanted their bank accounts to remain higher. And they have been, because that way they are able to, they not only got their lunch for $10, 10 tickets, but then they had time, they'd done the work. Emmett in particular was very intrigued to save up enough money to watch an hour worth of TV instead of just half hour. And so he saved up that time chunk, but they still have some left. And so I think we're going to do this for a couple days, and I might even come up with something bigger, or like, hey, anybody wants to go get an ice cream cone? That's going to be 20 tickets, whatever, and we'll see if they have some of that left over. But I didn't want it to be a strain, but it has worked today, and I was really excited. We won't do this forever. We'll go back to what we normally do. I think we might do this for the week. And then this is a good option to switch it up sometimes, because you don't always need to be in the humdrum of whatever you do all the time. And it did note to them, I haven't had to take any away, that they could get ticketed or fined, and I could take money away at the discretion of Mom for negative attitude, being mean or rude, being hurtful, throwing fits, some of those things that get irritating within our days sometimes. I said I could take tickets away. And really the only breakdown we had was when Emmett got really nervous that somebody else had more points than him, and he actually did. It didn't. He just hadn't done his math right, but it didn't matter. He didn't need to make sure he had the most points. It wasn't a competition, and then all was good. Okay, I hope this has been beneficial for you. It's been fun for us. I was very excited that this worked so well today in my less than 10 minutes worth of planning last night, but maybe you can find some benefit in it too.